Just like that, we are back. Almost all of us are back. It's Brian and Jack today. Matt is at a wedding. I believe it's his cousin's wedding. And the one cousin I know of his is named Ty. So I'm going to say congratulations to Ty on the wedding. And after this, you're really going to say thank you or I'm sorry to whoever the real groom is. But either way, Matt's not here today, just Brian and Jack. We got an NBA preview for the NBA Finals between the Thunder and Pacers. NHL is not tipping off. Puck dropping? NHL is puck dropping tonight?
Yes, the puck drops tonight.
The puck drops for the Stanley Cup Final tonight. And we have winners and losers. Packed show. Get into it all after a word from me and SeatGeek. We finally made it through winter. Spring is here. Summer is coming. And the best place to get tickets to all the baseball games, all your summer concerts, or anything else is SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the official sponsor of Views from Section 400. First-time purchasers can use our code ViewsFrom400 at checkout for $20 off any tickets, whether you're going to a baseball game, watching the Mets, watching the Phillies, you want to see a country concert on a lawn, and wherever venue you want to go to. SeatGeek is the place to go. Super easy to get any ticket. They have a one-of-a-kind system, shows you the best deal for your buck, and the best part, you get $20 off your first purchase with code ViewsFrom400 at checkout. We love SeatGeek. Thank you to them again. And here's the rest of the show.
When's your anniversary, Brian?
It was last weekend.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We ate our last piece of cake on Bethany Beach.
Your last piece of wedding cake?
Yeah, it's like a whole thing where you're supposed to freeze the last piece of wedding cake and then eat it on your first anniversary.
That's really cute. I'm really happy for you, Brian.
Thank you. Yeah, it was actually really good cake too. I don't think I had, because I had the ice cream cake the night of, but I don't think I had the real cake.
Brother, it's year-old cake, and you're telling me it was actually pretty good?
Yeah, it was frozen. I mean, it frozen
like
right away.
That's a tradition I can keep up with. Yeah, you new school kids can have that one.
Yeah, well, just wait until your day comes, and then I'll put your piece of cake in the freezer for you, so you don't even have to worry about it. I'll take care of it, and then you'll eat your cake a year later and be happy.
I can have my cake and eat it too. All right, let's get into some NBA Finals talk. We've got the Thunder.
Well, before we do that,
what do we have to discuss? What's more important than the NBA Finals?
Well, Tom Thibodeau can't eat his cake anymore because he's fired.
Oh, shout out Thibs, man. Look, like we were talking about this. It was a potential that it was going to happen. Even though they just made 2 straight Eastern Conference Finals, they couldn't get past the hump in either of them. Man, was it the fatigue, the Thibs, formula of running your same 5-6 guys till they're, tired and into the ground? Was that the reason they lost that series against the Pacers? Maybe. I understand it from a he only can get us so far, and something else needs to happen for us to actually get over the hump. I just don't know if that was the right move. Like, he got you to 2 straight. The team loves him. I'm having a tough time with this one as a fan.
Yeah, it's weird. It's the Knicks were poverty. They were poverty before he arrived there. They had Langston Galloway, Ron Baker, Clay Anthony Early running around. In the 7 years before he got there, they had 0 playoff appearances and a .330 winning percentage. In the 5 years he was there, .565, playoffs 4 times, and then the conference finals this year. And I understand the NBA is this turnover league with head coaches, but you can't get rid of Tom Thibodeau unless the plan is Jay Wright. And I talked about this with Matt, and he seemed very confident Jay Wright was staying in the media. But according to DraftKings, he is the 3rd highest odds to be their new head coach.
Who's number 1? Is it Mike Malone?
No, yes, Mike Malone. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of who I thought might be the front runner after seeing Thibs on his way out. Seeing Mike Malone on the pressers, around the NBA playoffs this year, no longer the head coach of the Nuggets. So I could see that being the one for them. He did get a ring with Jokic and the Nuggets. Does that make them any better than where they were with Thibs? I don't really know if I believe that wholeheartedly. Would Jay Wright make them better? Maybe solely because he's the one who coached half of these players in college at Villanova and could, get another championship in the NBA now. Could he make that jump? Could he do that potentially? I just don't see where a guy who just got you 2 straight Eastern Conference Finals, this is the right move.
Yeah, it's really not. And I think the only right move, and this is fan fiction here for all Knicks fans, but you bring back Pat Riley, make him your president of basketball operations. You somehow get James Dolan out of there, and then you bring in Mr. Rick Pitino and get 2 guys that were Knicks coaches that couldn't get over the hump and bring them back for full redemption. And there's your story. And that's how the New York Knicks get back on top in the Mecca. But it's never going to happen, but it'd be pretty damn cool.
That's just, I mean, if you want to take all the distraction away from the players and put it on the coaches, sure, I guess you could do that. But it's, I don't think the Knicks were really, they were pretty locked in this year, man. You didn't really see them doing anything too crazy out in the media. Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson have their podcast together, but, they're pretty modest on that. They're always chilling. It seems like this is what they do instead of hopping on the video game or whatever. Like a lot of the other guys just play 2K or whatever, which it's just fine, man.
Or go on boats and sip some lean with Cardi B if you're in the NFL.
Yeah, see, that's what you can't have happen. So that's why, when you got these guys doing the podcast, it's really, to me, it's not that big of a deal. Look, there's no distraction there. They just need to get over the hump. I hate to say it, but I don't like this move. I don't like firing the coach. I think he's the guy who it's all built around. Obviously, there's the players. It's built around Brunson, and they have a good team, 5-6 deep. But they need somebody else that can take the scoring, command the ball. You can't have Jalen Brunson command the ball for 48 minutes a game. That's what it seems like he's been doing for the past 2 years.
Yeah, I don't know. If you run it back with this personnel, I think the only move is Jay Wright. And if anybody you hire besides that, it's a lateral move, firing Thibodeau. So I think I agree with you. Like, I don't get it that much. But the Knicks feel like they're close. And with Tatum out next year, I guess Dolan's like, this is when you go for it. And Thibodeau is not going to help you go for it.
If, we're talking about the coaching changes. Obviously, there's going to be somebody new coming in. Thibs is out the door. We don't know who's coming in yet. But from a personnel standpoint, where do you think the Knicks go from here? You think they run it back with this squad, they can win an NBA championship? I think they need a little bit more depth, and I think they need to use their depth. Yeah. I know I'm knocking Thibs after saying, I don't think he should have gotten fired, but he did start to, show, Landry Shamet a hand there. Deuce McBride was so bad this playoff series, this whole playoff. So maybe you just
had a cool bank shot against the Celtics in Game 3. I think it was.
I'm glad you remember one shot. That does not define a good basketball player or playing well in a series, making there's the classic cliche. That guy that bricks every single shot he takes throughout the entire game, but makes the game-winning 3. Like, that's just a classic cliche in basketball. That's what Deuce McBride was this whole playoffs.
Yeah, I think, it's hard because you have all these good players. And Brunson, I think we can call him great at this point in his career. And Cat's kind of there.
Brunson is great. Should have been first team All-NBA.
Yeah, but there's the whole issue with his foul baiting and stuff that kind of is the knock on him. But I don't know if you can, because they're not going to blow it up, but there's not really any small moves you can make besides signing veterans. I don't know what they do, but they'll figure it out. At least I hope for Knicks fans.
It'd be cool to see them get over that hump, get a NBA Finals coming through MSG.
Yeah, well, at least half of the Knicks fans will get a Mets World Series ring in a couple months here. But the 2 teams that are left are the Pacers and the Thunder. And just like the Knicks are kind of down bad, it seems like everybody in the media, in the NBA world, is giving the Pacers 0 credit and crowning the Oklahoma City Thunder world champions. And yes, I said world champions.
It's a world championship. Anybody who thinks otherwise just clearly doesn't know enough about the NBA and about what's going on here. And don't argue with idiots. I learned that a long time ago. You got the best basketball players in the world coming here. The the MVP for the past, I don't even know how many years at this point, has been somebody not born in America. So there you go. Yeah, but to your point, Brian, the Pacers, their odds to win this series.
You're trying to come up with something, and
No,
you're stalling because there's like
I was
nothing.
I was stalling because I was trying to pull up the series odds on my phone. When I took some screenshots of FanDuel the other night, Oklahoma City was minus 750 to win this.
Yeah, I think they still are. They've been hovering around 700, 800. I think the bet's OKC in 5. I mean, also, that's what everyone's saying. But I see this series as OKC winning the first 2, Pacers at game 3, and then OKC gets the last 2. The Pacers, if they can make the shots they have been making and not turn the ball over, they have a chance. This is a classic case of the best defense versus the best offense. The Pacers in these playoffs, they lead everybody in assists per game, 28.1. The Thunder lead everyone in steals per game with 10. Pacers lead the league playoffs in three-point percentage. The Thunder basically lead everybody. I think the Grizzlies were ahead, but the Grizzlies lasted 5 games against the Thunder, who didn't need to take a 3 because they had a transition layup every other possession. The Pacers have what it takes to get there. The issue is their best three-point shooter is playing on one ankle right now.
It's not their biggest issue. Their
It's
biggest
one
issue,
of them. Any small issue is a big issue in this series if you're the Pacers.
That's fair. No, the biggest issue is just the clamp down defense that OKC has been able to play. You said the steals numbers, but you're right. You're right. The first thing that you said there was for the Pacers to win this game, win this series, they're gonna have to keep playing elite offense and take care of the ball. You said it. They lead. They've led the league. I'm pretty sure they led the regular season in assists per game, as well as leading the postseason. They share the basketball. I've been saying it all playoffs long. They play pop basketball, Spurs basketball. It's beautiful. They find the open man. They pass up good shots for great shots, and they knock them down. As long as they can continue to knock them down, their offense might be enough, right? As good as OKC's defense is, these guys, you said it, best offense against best defense. I think the offense can prevail, especially in today's NBA. Biggest thing for me is not the ankle, it's the whistle.
Yeah, the whistle. I mean, maybe if they get Tyrese's dad,
whistle.
if they get Tyrese's dad back down on the court, he can make some. He could make some refs change their decision after some threats given to them. Maybe.
Well, honestly, if I'm OKC, I'm giving him courtside seats to our home games.
What you think? It's a bad thing that he's sitting at courtside for the Pacers?
I think yeah. He's gonna do something that messes it all up. Get a
so you think it's bad for the Pacers that he's back sitting courtside?
Yes.
See, I think it's good.
It's a distraction.
Yeah, but I think you can make it more of a distraction. Tyrese has been living with that guy his whole life. He's used to his distractions by now.
Same for the whole team, man. You get like a technical. Tyrese has to take his head out of the game and go deal with his dad getting into it with a ref or another player. That's what I want if I'm OKC. If I'm the owner, I'm offering him courtside tickets, man, and a drink package, and you want a honey next to
drink's
you.
going right on the court, right under Shea's legs.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You got to throw Hallie off his game.
I will say, if the Pacers want history on their side, I love historical stats here. This one's not from 1884. It's from 1994.
I'll take it.
The Pacers are the 4th seed to reach the NBA Finals. They joined the 2005-2006 Mavs, the 2009-2010 Celtics, and the 2017-2018 Cavs. Now, none of those teams won. The team that didn't...
Was that all the year? Those were all right around when they won championships.
Right around it, but basically right before. The Mavs was like 5 years before. Celtics in 2009, so they must have won the year after. 2 years after. Because Kobe was 2010, and I think Kobe went back-to-back, and then it would have been the year after. And then the Cavs were the year before, 2016-17. Yes. But The only team seeded under 3 that has won the championship, 1994 and 1995, Houston Rockets. They beat the Knicks to win the finals. Now, the Pacers didn't beat the Knicks to win the finals, but they beat the Knicks to make the finals. So that's got to count for something.
What is it supposed to count for?
Good juju. You beat the Knicks and you're a low seed. History tells us that's a good thing.
They didn't win it last time, though.
The Rockets did.
But the Pacers didn't.
Yeah.
Did I totally mess up your stat?
I think you did. This has nothing to do with the Pacers. To be fair, I haven't presented this well at all. The Mets are on the West Coast this week, so I'm more tired than I usually am on a Wednesday. But the last team seeded under 3 to win it all, the only team seeded under 3 to win the NBA championship was the Houston Rockets in 1994 and 1995 when MJ took a break to play baseball. They beat the Knicks in the finals that year. And I'm saying the Pacers just beat the Knicks to win a trophy, not the Larry O'Brien trophy, but the
Larry Bird? No.
Larry Bird. No, that's Larry Bird. Larry Bird trophy.
Eastern Conference Finals.
Oh, is that the MVP though?
Yeah, MVP.
So I don't know what the other trophy is.
All right, I'm sorry. This was horrendous. It was partially my fault. I think the best stat we got out of that whole thing was there's only been one 4 seed or lower that's won an NBA championship.
There's never been a 4 seed. There's been a 3 seed, not a 4 seed.
What, the Rockets were a 3 seed?
Yeah, they're the only seed 3 or lower, which I think might be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now that I think about that.
I was gonna say, so only 1 and 2 seeds have won the championship. I don't think that's true.
Since it expanded in '84.
Yeah, I don't think that's true.
It might be true. I gotta look it up now. That was from NBA Communications. So either they fucked up or I read it completely wrong.
Like you're telling me that LeBron never
lowest
came.
seeded team.
You're telling me LeBron never came in with like a lower than a 3 seed and just came in and ran through the whole thing and won it all?
I don't think he ever won it. I think it was a 2 when he won with the Cavs.
How about the Lakers?
Okay, well, I'm already wrong because the Rockets were a 6 seed.
What the fuck is this stat?
So I think it's lower than 3rd. So I think it's been 1, 2, and 3 seeds have won it. And the Rockets are the only team lower than a 3 seed that have won it.
And the Lakers were what seed when they won it?
I don't know.
Yeah, this stat sucks, Brian. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. Okay, so the only non-top 3 seeds to win it all were the 1969 Celtics and the 1995 Rockets. So it's top 3.
Fantastic, Brian.
So the Pacers aren't going to win it all. That's my thing here. But they did beat the Knicks, and so did the Rockets, and maybe the Celtics in '69 because the Knicks won in 72, 73. So they were probably good. So the Celtics probably beat them at some point in those playoffs. So if you want any saving grace as a Pacers fan, there you go. I'm sorry. That was a terrible stat. My brain's not working. The Mets are on the West Coast. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, to wrap it all up, OKC should win this series. I also think they'll win both games at home, split them in Indy, and then probably take Game 5 as well. I mean, that's just that's a smart bet, man. That's why it's leading FanDuel and the odds there. It's just a smart bet. OKC has been dang near unbeatable at home. The only game they've lost at home was that Aaron Gordon buzzer beater. So, yeah, it's going to take, and not that the Pacers aren't fully capable of comeback miracles. They've been doing it all playoffs long. So they could do it. They could steal one in OKC. If they do, it turns into a series. But if OKC goes and takes care of business of both at home.
Yeah, I don't see the Pacers pulling off another crazy comeback and stealing one on the road.
No mas.
No mas. We're doing final MVP predictions. I'm taking Lou Dort.
You're not actually taking Lou Dort.
I am. Listen, if he drops a 30 burger in Game 1, he's going to get the media's attention. That's all he needs to do. And then once he does that, you're going to get the same conversation we had about the Andre Iguodala winning the MVP. Say SGA has a bad shooting night, but Lou Dort shuts down Tyrese, and then they put him on Siakam, and he shuts down Siakam in Game 3. And then it's under sweep when he shuts down Tyrese in Game 4. And SGA the whole time is putting up like 20 and 6. Chet's doing his thing with 15 and 7. Meanwhile, Lou Dort finishes the series averaging, it's only 4 games too. So that 30 burger holds a lot of weight in Game 1. So Lou Dort finishes the series averaging 18, 7, and 4. And he holds Tyrese and Siakam down the whole series, and they sweep. Lou Dort's your MVP.
Throw in a game winner, and you might have a shot. But there's not much of a shot, Brian. I took a screenshot of the betting odds for Finals MVP. Lou Dort doesn't even crack plus 36,000.
Great value.
Great value if you're feeling the Dortcher chamber. I don't know if I can get there. Shea is minus 550. No fun in that. He's the obvious favorite if you think OKC is going to win. Tyrese Halliburton, Pascal Siakam are the next two. That's how. If the Pacers win, it's going to be one of those two guys getting it. And then there's Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, which are both in the plus multiple thousands. So if you think OKC's winning it, it looks like it's going to go to Shea. There's no value there though. I got to pick him. And on the other side, I got to pick Pascal Siakam. After winning the Larry Bird, he could go out there and win Finals MVP as well. And I think he would be the guy that would have to do it, not Tyrese.
Yeah, I think that's tough because it could be Tyrese or Siakam. But it wouldn't be a bad hedge if you put $100 on the Thunder to win, or put $100 on the under series price. It's probably 5.5, 6.5 games, and then just bet on Tyrese or Siakam. I'd like Jalen Williams there. Lou Dort's plus 50,000. $10 bet wins you $5,000. I might do that. I'm definitely going to do that. I'll put
Brian, just give $10 to your church.
They've been asking me for money all year. And they'll get some if Lou Dort wins Finals MVP.
Hey, Lord, pray for Lou Dort Finals MVP. I'm trying to help you out. Help me help you.
But yeah, that's what. So you picking Siakam? That's your official pick? And listen, we're not gonna hold you to. Okay.
My official pick is the chalk man. I am the chalk man, and I'll just take Shea just so I can be right.
Okay, that's fair enough. If the Panthers and Shea hit, I might have to take a break from a day of this podcast so I don't have to listen to you gloat.
I'm not gloating about it.
We had to deal with your gloating after the Panthers for a month after the last time.
What do you mean? I'm not a big enough fan where I'm actually bringing them up on every podcast.
Well, you did twice, and then it was more mad at you for bringing them up.
2 times too many.
Yeah, 2 times too many. And then we talked about it for 3 months because you were too late to make your pick by a day.
Oh, yeah, that was not my fault.
Yeah, that was not your fault. But yeah, before we get into this, I'm looking at more prop bets for this series. So SGA is minus 6,000 to be the top point scorer in this. Okay. What if we get a couple blowouts and he sits the fourth quarter? You can snap Siakam at plus 3,600.
Look, that's one of the biggest values I've seen. But you have to think that SGA is getting his 30, 35 a night. He's not getting sat in an NBA final. Sure, maybe if they are blowing out the Pacers in Game 1 and Game 2, maybe he takes a couple less minutes at home in the early part of the series. And I mean blowing them out. But that means Siakam isn't scoring. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's the wrong angle. But if he has 1 or 2 bad shooting nights, you can even get Jalen Williams at plus 2,300 or 23,000. 2,300. Shea will definitely be the leading scorer for the Thunder. It goes back to, if you think the Pacers have a legitimate shot to win this series, some of these Pacers, prop bets, I guess that's what you call them, they're worth it. If you think they can actually pull this out, prop bet there, a prop bet on Siakam or Halliburton to win the Finals MVP, they're very legitimate bets. I just don't know if I can get behind the Pacers are going to win this.
Yeah. I'm going to pick Lou Dort again. Let's do some winners and losers.
All right.
All right, Jack, your winner.
My winner of the week. I'm so glad you started with me. It's going to be the Colorado Rockies.
God damn it.
Oh, man.
Why do you need to do this? You already tweeted about it. I saw the tweet.
They got the clean sweep, 3-0. And this is coming fresh off the heels immediately after Brian and Matt tried to call them the worst sports team in sports history.
I raised the question, all right? And I was just playing devil's advocate. Matt was very confident in it. I think they are still the worst team in sports history besides the Kansas City Unions. But you don't recognize the Kansas City Unions.
No, I don't recognize teams from 1884 as legitimate clubs. Sorry. But what I do recognize as a legitimate claim was the fact that you and Matt really thought that this was the worst team of all time and that they were never going to see a happy moment again for the rest of the year. You know, pack the bags. Let's move on to 2026. But they got a sweep this weekend. I can guarantee you they were feeling some type of way. Is it going to last? Are they going to end up coming all the way back, making the playoffs? No, that's not happening. But they got to have some happiness. And I can tell you right now, they're feeling pretty good, much better than how the Lions or Browns were feeling after not winning a single game. So 3 wins this week. Shout out the Colorado Rockies. They're my winner of the week.
Yeah, they're 12-50. All right, pump the brakes. But if they were going to get their first sweep of the season, this makes sense for it. There's probably no better place than getaway day in Miami to get a sweep when you've been so bad. Yeah. Those guys are living life right now.
Look, man, tough. They did it on the road. You know, just really, really proud of this ball club getting it done on the road. Big sweep, enemy territory. All those Marlins fans jeering at them in the crowd.
Yeah, all the military members up in Section 400.
Oh man, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's a callback for those that have been listening for a while.
That's an all-time loser.
Yeah. I mean, sure. The Rockies are. Hunter Goodman's been playing well. I dropped him in fantasy, so he can thank me for that. But yeah, good on the Rockies. I'm glad they did this to the Marlins and not the Mets. And now the Mets can sweep them when they go to Denver in a couple days here.
Likely. Who's your winner of the week?
Yeah, I kind of regret this because obviously my brain's not working and I got some more explaining to do for this winter.
Here we go.
It's Tommy John surgery.
Okay, I can understand the angle. They come back, they throw harder. Some guys even hope they get Tommy John nowadays. Is that where you're going with this?
Sort of, but this was a good transition. So Spencer Strider came back this year. He had a UCL issue.
Enemy, I'm not a Spencer Strider fan.
Yeah, neither am I. And you're going to love this. So he is one of 13 pitchers, according to Twitter. I think he's an analyst, podcaster, Brady Penn 21. I'm trying to credit my sources when I see these things now. But he did this research, and he said he was one of 13 pitchers that received the internal brace surgery rather than Tommy John. So basically what that is when you get Tommy John, they replace a ligament in your elbow that's not damaged with another ligament in your body. The internal brace, they try to repair the damaged ligament with a brace instead of just completely getting a new one. Of those 13, including Strider, 4 never pitched again, and 9 returned and had an ERA over 4 in only 700 innings pitched. So 700 between those 9. Spencer Strider currently is 0-4 with a 5.68 ERA.
So this band surgery, it doesn't work.
No, it does not, and I don't know why Strider decided to do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, just I've heard through the baseball network or community that you know, Tommy John, you had it right. They take out the old ligament and they put in a new one. I think it's usually from the knee area, like from your leg. So it's a leg ligament. It's a little bit stronger. and they basically put that in your arm and make you throw something. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I'm pretty sure these guys who come back after a successful Tommy John surgery, they got like 4 to 5, maybe even 6 miles an hour, on their fastball. So increase in velo. Some of these guys are waiting for the day that their arm pops so they can get the Tommy John surgery. I have heard that before. So crazy what people will do for the love of the game and to make it big. But yeah, shout out Tommy John surgery. Much better success rate than whatever Spencer Strider's, ayahuasca care is.
Yeah, the Braves team doctor should be fired if he can't figure it out after this. And his velocity's down. But also a Mets prospect, Matt Allen, got 2 Tommy Johns, and he was a high-ranked prospect, and he's been stuck down there because he's obviously been on men for 4 years. He's finally pitching again, and he's throwing like 100 in single A. And he'll be coming up hopefully kind of soon. But also the Cubs reportedly asked for him in the Javi Baez trade that sent Pete Crow Armstrong over to the Cubs. And now Pete Crow Armstrong is on an MVP type tear this season. So we don't need to talk about Matt Allen again. Hopefully Matt didn't listen to that part of the podcast, so he can't bring it up on the next one. But yeah, Spencer Strider. I hope he fails, and I hope the Braves continue their free fall.
Well, I mean, I'm just not a fan because he came out. I saw him in an interview the other day saying his hot take is he wishes that there were no fans in stadiums. And so you say something like that to me as a fan, I feel personally attacked, Mr. Strider, and now I'm not a fan.
Yeah, he's definitely not a friend of the brand. Maybe we need to get him on and maybe he just hates the fans behind home plate. He might like the fans up in the nosebleeds.
I think he probably likes Section 400.
Yeah. Spencer, come on the podcast.
Just the dugout rats. All right. My loser of the week. It's going to be the Lions organization. They had, for the third time in, recent memory, a legendary, should I say legendary? I'm going to say legendary player at their position retire early on them. First, it was Barry Sanders, then it was Calvin Johnson, and now it's Frank Ragnow, their current center, who's only 29 years old, called it a career, health and safety concerns, seems to be somewhat of a bigger trend nowadays. You saw with Andrew Luck and, a couple other guys see it around Luke Kuechly. I mean, you won't see it with Tua for some reason, but, more all the power to him. But yeah, Frank Ragnow got drafted in the first round in 2018. Big time player for them, part of that offensive line that's been so dominant for the Lions, really making them who they've been for the past 2 seasons. So big loss for them. This guy's an all-pro guy, all NFL kind of guy, earning those kind of honors. So it's tough for them to lose a guy like this.
Yeah, I'm worried for Tua's brain on a cross-international country flight, but it's a tough loss. Jahmyr Gibbs fantasy stock going down, definitely. David Montgomery fantasy stock going down, and without, I want to say Gus Johnson. Who was there? Ben Johnson. Without Ben Johnson, maybe the Lions take a step back. And if Toyotathon gets extended this year, maybe the Green Bay Packers win the division.
Wow. A lot of factors you're bringing in there right now. I mean, look, losing Ben Johnson, that's obviously big. You lose your OC. We all know Dan Campbell's not exactly a offensive guru by any means. So, they're going to have their work cut out for them. They lose their center. It's an important position, sort of like the quarterback of that line, making sure everything goes right. But they have plenty of Pro Bowl guys on that line. Whoever they do end up filling in at center, he won't be Frank Ragnow level, but he'll be good.
Yeah, I'm going to put Connor Liu's hat in the ring. Connor, after you go to the pros, after you win a championship with Jackson Arnold up your bum, go have Jared Goff up your bum.
I don't condone what you just said.
War Eagle.
I don't endorse what you just said, but War Eagle.
Yeah, I had to say but.
But War Eagle. Oh, come on, Brian. That's low.
It's been that kind of show.
Who's your loser? Who's your loser of the week, Brian?
It's it's a homosexual.
Homosexuals. What is Max Homa doing now?
Yeah, he fired his caddy, so he was carrying around his own golf clubs at U.S. Open qualifying, and then he shanked a putt to miss out on the U.S. Open qualifying, so he will not be at the U.S. Open. His first missed major since 2019.
Wow.
He's down bad.
I like to think I almost bet on him.
Now, maybe bet on him to win the Canadian Open because he's going to be pissed off. And I don't think if he wins, he can get in. Maybe there's something like you can become an alternate, and if Jordan Spieth gets food poisoning, he can jump in the field. But tough week for Max Homa. Played 36 holes just to not qualify. Carry his bag all around.
It's kind of ridiculous. I don't know what happened where he had to fire his caddy in the middle of it, but for him to not get like a replacement immediately, I find that hard.
Yeah, he's gone through like 3 caddies since 2022, I think. Since he won something. I don't know. He's gone through a lot of caddies. And you don't want to have to carry a bag around on. They call it the longest day in golf because you're playing 2 rounds of golf in 8 hours.
Yeah, that's a lot, dude.
Good workout though.
Definitely. No carts?
No carts. They can't have carts in the PGA Tour. What do you think this is? Live golf?
I don't know, man. I wouldn't want to carry my bag around 18, let alone 36.
Speaking of live,
if I'm a pro, it's just crazy, man. Get some kid off the street to come do it.
Yeah. That would be cool. You have them. You have like a Make-A-Wish, not Make-A-Wish, but you do like a drawing thing, and you can have 13-year-olds carry around, 14-year-olds, whatever, carry around their heroes bags.
I mean, if all right, let me put. When did he fire his caddy? I'm assuming while he's playing this round of 36.
I think after the last tournament he played in, where he shot like a 15 over par in 2 days to miss the cut.
So he just showed up to this next event.
Yeah, without a caddy,
knowing he was going to walk 36 with a bag, and he just showed up without a caddy.
Yep.
Max Homa, you deserve to not make the cut. Sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, last piece of golf news, I brought up Liv. Remember the guy that peed in the lake at the Masters?
No.
I think he was a loser, or Michael or something. Might have been Michael. Juan Barrios Vasquez. That's definitely not his name, but he's a Spaniard. He went to Liv.
Okay.
So big week for drilling holes for oil and peeing in holes.
That didn't hit.
No, it didn't. I tried.
It's okay.
It's been a rough showing for me. I think I have like a C- teammate grade right now for playing 2K.
Yeah, your fatigue is at an F. Like your stamina, you can't even hold
Gatorade icon.
Yeah, you can't even hold RT. It just starts shaking like crazy.
Well, you want to talk
Auburn baseball? Let's talk about Auburn baseball. Yeah, I was so impressed with how our bats were just so alive in that regional. Central Connecticut, Stetson, NC State. We just putting up runs, man. I was very impressed with our offense. Our pitching is definitely something that scares me. I don't know if we really have an ace. There's no Casey Mize there like years past, but yeah, man. Coastal Carolina coming up. I'm excited. Friday night at 9 p.m. I don't know what's up with that, but I guess it's 8 p.m.
I'm working for the Friday game and the Saturday game. It's
Why?
Terrible. Like, I'm working 8 to midnight on Friday, and I'm working 3 to 5 on Saturday. And those are the exact time slots of the games.
Yeah, your shifts literally start when the game starts.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not your fault.
It's not, but I'll be watching the Tigers, cheering them on. It's going to be at Plainsman Park, so the crowd's going to be there and they're going to be lively. Coastal Carolina, it's not a huge school. Probably
they won a College World Series in 2016.
No, they're a phenomenal baseball program. Like they're one of those schools that don't come up for anything except for baseball, right? Yeah, they have the
they got a cool field in football. Everyone talks about the Boise field. No one talks about the Coastal field.
I don't even know what the Coastal field looks like.
I think it's like a turquoise. It's like the Boise field.
Gotcha. Okay, I do know what the Coastal field looks like, but there are those baseball programs all around the country like Pepperdine and Rice that don't get brought up for anything except for baseball. But 6 hours away, 7 hours away, probably smaller alumni,
They're
smaller
gonna
school.
travel.
I don't,
They'll be Coastal fans.
I
There
don't,
were
I don't,
Stetson fans. There
I
were
don't.
NC
Yeah,
State fans.
both of those schools travel better.
You think Stetson travels better than Coastal Carolina?
Yeah,
I don't know. I think Coastal Carolina is low key like an old money rich type school.
that's exactly what Stetson is.
Yeah, so they can both kind of.
All right, all right.
It's either Coastal Carolina is either that or absolute just lunatics that will go on a road trip to go chug a Four Loco and watch them play in Plainton Park.
I just have faith that that stadium is going to be packed out in orange and blue.
It will. I also have a you might not like this take, but I don't like the Auburn Tigers guy.
What Auburn Tigers guy?
The old guy that kind of sits behind home plate and every other batter will go Auburn. And then the crowd will go Tigers. And it's like every 3 minutes.
I mean,
I don't love it.
why? Because he reminds you of Fireman Ed.
Oh, it reminds me of Fireman Ed. He reminds me of the Vandy Whistle guy. But like, just watch the game. Do the Auburn Tigers chant after they score a run. That's fine.
Are you just being a hater right now?
I'm not being a hater. I just think it's a little excessive, and I think he's making it about him.
Okay. Yeah, we don't want it to be about him. It's got to be about the boys.
Yeah, it's about Ike Irish and Cooper McDouble.
And my
And
boy Snow.
Sam
Eric
Dutton,
Snow.
Eric Snow, Sixers legend, Eric Snow.
Call him the Rocket. The little Rocket.
Little
Also,
Rocket
that dude, what's his name? Bub Wallace? Did I get that right?
I think he is a Masters champion.
Who am I thinking of? The huge guy on our team. The freshman.
Oh, a Steele? Lucas Steele?
No.
Oh,
His name's
God.
like
Oh,
Bub.
Bub Terrell. Bub Terrell.
Bub
Or
Terrell, not Wallace.
I call him
don't know.
Terrell because of the hall. The
Oh,
RIP
yeah.
Terrell Hall.
Shout out Terrell Hall. Great food hall. Yeah, Bub Terrell. That guy looks like the next Aaron Judge based on the physical stature. I would be crapping my pants to see him as a pitcher in that box. I got so much faith in our offense, dude. But you might know a little bit more than me. Is our pitching up for the test? Can our pitching take us through all the way to Omaha?
Sam Dutton is good. Put your faith in Sam Dutton.
One guy in a
Yeah.
2 out of 3 series.
Beyond that, it's Butch Thompson is good at making it work when he has to, and he's good at figuring out. But everybody that they had last year that I kind of had faith in seems to be gone, so it's not great. But they're better this year because the lineup is absolutely electric. I think they're averaging like 8 runs a game over their last 3 weeks of baseball.
Yeah, our offense is some of the best hit in baseball I've seen in a long time. It's just finding gaps with all the. You're right over there?
Sorry, I sneezed. Did I get the mute off?
Yeah, you got the mute off, but you looked like you were having an aneurysm, so I just wanted to check in on you. Yeah, man, the offense is incredible. The game at 9:00 Eastern time, Friday night. I'll be dialed in for that. I'm going to be going on a wine walk beforehand. There's the art galleries here in Charleston. They open up their doors. They serve free wine. And
so is that the new term for bar crawl with wine? That the kids are using now?
It's a Charleston specific thing.
Okay.
I don't know of too many places that have a whole bunch of art galleries in a centralized location and they all open their doors and offer you free wine. You've seen that anywhere else?
No.
Okay, so we're gonna
I'm
call it
also
a
not
wine
very
walk.
cultured.
You're an old man, Brian.
I've been staying up too late. My brain's not working.
Get done with work. Go to the wine walk at 5:30. Drink some free wine. Grab some dinner. Sit my ass down for the Auburn game at 9:00.
Sounds like a plan. I do have some bad news about Auburn basketball while we're on the Auburn topic.
Why is that?
I had a dream last night. And my sports dreams lately have been scary, like scary accurate. I had that dream the Mets made a run to the World Series last year, and they got pretty damn close. I had a dream Auburn was in the Final Four, which good start, right? Um, I had a dream I broke my TV because they lost to Alabama by a lot.
Brian, shut up. Just shut up.
So
There would nothing could make me
Jack, I
more
woke
upset.
up angry. Like I woke myself up from the dream angry, and that's how I started my day today.
I legitimately don't think anything could piss me off more than
Right.
seeing Bama in honestly, and I'll say it in basketball, seeing them in basketball over football, seeing them
Football,
in
it happens all
basketball
the time.
in
We're
a Final
sensitized
Four.
to football.
No, but we haven't seen them in an SEC
That's
championship.
true.
We haven't
Yeah.
seen them in a college football playoff championship. Because it is possible nowadays. With it could have worked out where Georgia played Bama in this college football playoff or whatever. But actually, Bama got snubbed, didn't they?
They did.
Maybe that was the one 2 years ago. Anyway, it can work out in football. I would be more upset if it happened in basketball. If they beat us on a big stage, Final Four, the finals, nothing would piss me off more.
Yeah, it was a rough dream. But Auburn's gonna win the Natty, win the college baseball Natty, College World Series, whatever you call it. They're due. All right. I'm sick of coming in second or third place. Came in third place in golf, like no, maybe eighth place correctly. They were ranked one all year, and then they went out in the quarterfinals. Then we lose in the Final Four. And then football, it was football. We're due for one.
We are due, aren't we?
I saw a guy on the subway in Auburn stuff today. Gave him a War Eagle. That's gotta be a good sign.
It's got to mean something.
Just means more.
Amen, brother.
What do you think happens in the hockey game tonight as we're recording?
Yeah, well, puck drops in about 20 minutes. You know me. I'm sticking with the Panthers. Let's go, Rats. There's just a quick rundown.
Why are they called the Rats?
We like to throw rats on the ice.
Okay. Shows how much
You
I
never,
watch
you,
hockey.
you never seen that? You should YouTube it, man. The Florida Panthers fans are legit, man. They're legit, and you guys like to say that nobody in Florida cares
Well, their
about
other
hockey.
teams suck. Their baseball team just got swept by the Rockies.
Yeah. Well,
Their other baseball team doesn't have a stadium.
where are the Rays playing right now?
In the Yankees spring training.
That's right. They'll have a new facility soon enough.
Build the roof. Hockey. What happens?
Panthers win.
Who scores?
Sam Bennett. He's been leading the charge. Give him one. Why don't we give Marchand one on that third line? And yeah, right there. 2-0 win.
I'm going Connor
Bobby-
McDavid. Hat
Bobby
trick.
had fucking 50 saves. Connor
No.
McDavid gets nada.
Connor McDavid hat trick. Oilers 3-2. Bob scores twice.
Bob scores twice. On top of the Bennett and Marchand goals, we're at 4. Tkachuk had 3 assists there. It's not even possible.
When Bob scores twice, I think people are listening back. Thank you if you ever make it this far in the podcast, by the way, because it's very, Very intriguing stuff.
This has been a tough one.
It really has. We're not even an hour in.
All right, I'll
Feels
give
like we're
McDavid.
like 2 hours in.
McDavid gets 4-1. There you go.
If he scores 1, he's getting 2. And if he scores
Nope.
2, he's getting 3.
That's not how it works, Brian.
Of course that's how that works. He's the best skater of all time.
He's playing one of the best goalies of all time.
His name's Bob. There's a minion named Bob. Still
Bobrovsky.
trying to steal the moon.
His last name is Bobrovsky.
Yeah, Bob.
Bobby.
Your girl Coco Gauff is still in the French Open.
Shout out Goff.
Playing a French girl. Poisson? Poisson? Poison. I think I got it that time.
I saw Jokovic played today. How did he do?
I think he won. He was up 2-1 on the German guy. Altmaier? No, Altmaier was the guy that beat Djokovic. Wonder if he ever got vaccinated.
Who did he play? Like
Zverev.
Yeah,
he beat him in 4 sets.
Nice.
Maybe it's Zverev. Just Zverev. I'm gonna throw in an extra Ev in there. Yeah, but he's got Yannick Sinner next.
Oh, the 2 best in the game.
Well,
who's on the other side?
We have it's what's his name? Oh, Musetti, the guy that beat Tiafoe and Alcaraz. So we're looking at Alcaraz Sinner most likely.
Or Alcaraz Jokovic.
Maybe.
Probably not.
And then
hey man, I think I gave you guys Sinner to win this thing.
Yeah, he was the chalk.
No, he wasn't. Alcaraz was chalk.
They were both like plus 150. I think Alcaraz was 150. Sinner was 175.
No, not true. I'll go back and check the tape.
Oh no, I don't still have it here. I have the women's odds. You did take Coco, and she was the 3rd highest. Coco should make it to the final though. She's got Poisson, and the other one's Sabalenka and Swiatek. Polish lady. Had PEDs. Polish PED merchant. Against the Russian. Yeah.
Cool.
They can't put a flag next to her name because she's Russian. All right, let's wrap it up. You got any last words for the people?
Go Panthers. Go Tigers.
That's
all I got for you.
Brendan Nimmo, catch some fly balls.